Hi guys, it's Isa and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do my top 5 Asian fantasy books. Asian inspired books are my absolute favorite setting and I'm so thrilled. For each of the books I'll go through a detailed setting, the tropes, and if it is a character or plot driven story. In the number 5 we have A Flame in the Mist duology by Renée Ahdieh, with the first one A Flame in the Mist and the second one A Smoke in the Sun.
Highly underrated.
This duology is set in this Japanese feudal kind of world. I think it's a very good blend between a character and a plot-driven story, although it leans a little bit more towards the character-driven. In terms of tropes, we will have these enemies to lovers, a slow burn, and also kind of an impersonation kind of trope.
I am a girl, but in order to fulfill my destiny, I will need to pass as a boy.
Kind of vibe.
Which I loved.
And this story follows Mariko as she is going kind of to her wedding, but in that path she gets attacked by a band of bandits and everyone gets killed. At that point she decides to swear vengeance towards this clan of bandits, and in order to do so she will need to impersonate herself as a boy and infiltrate herself in this band. But upon arriving she will start to discover that in fact things are not as it seems. There's a lot of discovering oneself. I thought it was really beautiful. It's pretty easy to read. It's a very fast, it's a young adult series and I really recommend. In the number 4 we have a new release and it's also a new debut, which is Jade Fire Gold. Is this Asian Chinese story. It's more of a plot driven book, and in terms of tropes we will have this slow burn. It's not an enemies to lovers, but it has kind of a vibe to it at some point. It also have this kind of I have my duty towards my family,
but also I want to do what is right.
And we will have this light towards darkness kind of balance trope. It's a dual point of view and we will follow these two characters as their destiny blend. We'll have this girl that lives in this desert, as it seems that the desert is propagating due to a very dark magic, and she is kind of taking care of her grandma. In this world it seems that the magic is chased down by a sort of priest that manage fire. They are kind of the only ones that can use this kind of power. All the rest of the people needs to be chased down, and she is living with this secret when one day she cannot conceal her magic anymore and she taps
accidentally
to her special magic, and so from that point onwards she will be chased and her destiny will unfold. And then we have the other character, which was actually my favorite, and we have this boy that is the legitimate heir to the throne, but when he was a child his family was killed and he was on the run, so everyone believes he is dead, but he has had all this time to plot his revenge. The magic in this world was so great. I really love elemental magic, so in this world we will see fire, water, wind, earth, and also metal as elements that can be holded, and I do love them. This world seemed so fascinating. It had a lot of folklore. And in the number 3 we have Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa. I only have the last one physical yet, and this story takes place in this medieval Japanese setting, and it's a story
full of folklore.
I think it's a very good blend between a character and a plot-driven story. It almost reads as a video game because we will be following different bosses, right? Like our main characters will be defeating them, and these, as well as the Jade Fire Gold, it's a dual perspective story. In terms of tropes, we will have a quest, but also a slow burn and a chosen one kind of trope. We will mainly follow our main girl, Jumeko, as she is a kitsune, so she is half woman, half fox. She has all her life lived in this very secluded temple, taking care of a small piece of a scroll. These pieces of the scroll are magical, and so the story starts with this temple being burned to the ashes and Yumeko taking a flea. She will be taking care of this scroll and she will be going to all the temple to take this piece of the scroll to safety. And while doing so, she will meet different characters. The main one and the other point of view is Tatsumi. He is a shadow samurai, and he
is very special
because he is the bearer of this magical sword that has a demon inside it. He also has his own agenda. He also wanted to scroll, but he will be kind of persuaded to go with Yumeko to this path, and while doing so, the story between the two will unfold. However, in this story, we will also follow other characters that will be joining this quest, and all of the characters are just so sweet. I was surprised on how emotional the last book, The Night of the Dragon, was, so it definitely packed a punch. And starting with the top 2, and I'm so excited. That was awkward. Anyway, in the top 2 we have Sword of Kagan, a standalone that completely stole my heart. In terms of the setting, we will have also this feudal Japanese setting, but it's so different to any of the other books that you might have read that I really encourage you to just pick it right away. Definitely a character-driven story, but the action scenes are the best action scenes that I've read like in a while. For me, was kind of Brandon Sanderson level. Also highly emotional. The magic in this world is also based on elemental magic. Particularly our main characters will be holding eyes. In terms of the tropes, we will have this chosen one kind of vibe, a lot of discovering and a family drama. There's a little bit of are they brainwashed? Are they not? The Empire is lying to us.
fantastic.
The story follows a mother and a son, which already is so fantastically different. It seems that people in this land called Kagans are the only resort towards invasion, and they are been honing these magical abilities throughout all their lives. They are kind of the only ones that still believe kind of in their traditional way of fighting and code of honor to live. And it seems that in fact they are being invaded again, and this family, the Matsudas, are the one in charge of making sure that this invasion doesn't advance. And we will be following Misaki, the mother, as she has this past in which she was actually trained, but upon marrying she needed to, just blend and actually shut down. And also her son, who is kind of starting to understand what is happening, challenging everything that he has learned and trying to master this ice magic. Once you get into the story and once that you start to understand what's happening, everything is so intense. I was sobbing with this book, so please take it. And in the top 1, we've reached the best. We have The Drowning Empire. So the first book, The Bone Shard Daughter, and the second one, The Bone Shard Emperor. Oh my gosh, these books! In terms of setting, we will have this medieval Chinese story. It's definitely more a character-driven story, which again,
I loved.
and in terms of the tropes, there's a little bit of a chosen one. A hero that is an anti-hero at the same time, and we'll have a lot of twists and turns throughout the whole book. And the story for the first one will follow multiple points of view. The first one of Lin. She is the daughter of the emperor, but something weird happened to her because she doesn't remember anything. And it seems that his father, the emperor, is the bearer of this magic called the bone shard magic, which consists of people giving away kind of a bone, and these bones are inscribed and then put into kind of animals, and they can emerge as constructs, so kind of monsters that can be directed, which acknowledgedly it's cool, but it's bad for the people because this construct live sucking the life of the bone giver. Nonetheless, our main girl is kind of trying to figure out stuff, and she will need to be learning this magic. If she's not able to get her memories, she won't be emperor. And so it's important and she really wants it. And then the second point of view is of Jarvis. He is this kind of man that just started as someone that really wanted to help people to not give their bones away because they are kind of forced. He doesn't really know how, but at some point he makes himself a hero. He finds this animal companion and he is on a path of finding his wife. So fantastic. It has kind of elements of almost sci-fi blended to it, and the ending of this book was really mind-blowing. That was it for today. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this one, consider subscribing to the channel, and I really hope to see you soon. Bye!